Everyone in current situation is interested in zombie apocalypse. There are many Hollywood movies depicting the zombie apocalypse. But mostly everyone has doubt that whether this is true or some fantasy. There is no strong answers proving this theory. But there are few scientific reasons which prove that zombie apocalypse could happen in the future. Sounds scary, right? We will be seeing the reasons for zombie apocalypse in this video. In our next videos, we will see about how to survive zombie apocalypse. Please do subscribe our channel to check our videos regularly. Let us see those reasons for zombie apocalypse one by one now. Number 5. Brain parasites. First, let us learn what are parasites. Parasite is an organism that lives on another organism, commonly called as host. The parasite uses the host body to live and it will destroy the host. There are few parasites which will convert the humans into zombies. That is, humans will turn mindless and lose the human behavioral characteristics like thinking. There is one such parasite called Toxoplasmosis gondii. This parasite will infect the rats initially. But these cannot sustain in the rats. The parasites has the ability to sustain or develop inside a cat's intestine. We all know that rats run away on seeing a cat. But when a rat is infected by this parasite, the brain of the rat is attacked and controlled by the parasite. The parasite will control the rat's thought. So when a rat sees a cat, it will go near the cat willingly so that the cat will eat up the rat. So the parasite can live on cat's intestine and develop itself. This is really scary. The rat is not aware of this because the parasite takes over the rat's thinking. The parasite infects the rat's brain and controls it just because for its survival. You all may think that is happening only in rats. But do not forget that humans and rats are strongly connected. That is why the drugs are being first tested on rats. This virus, if mutated, can enter humans and it will control the human brain and we will act like zombies. This might be the perfect bio-war on human race. But the infection spread rate will be very high, that it can spread at higher rates and it will multiply very soon before trying to control it. Number 4. Neurotoxins. Neurotoxins are toxins that are destructive to nerve tissue. As we can learn from the word toxin means poison. The best example of neurotoxin is ethanol, that is alcohol. Now you understand why we lose our conscience on drinking. We behave in an abnormal way when the intake is huge. There are certain kinds of poisons that slow your bodily functions to the point that you'll be considered dead. This can be done by the pufferfish. Yes guys, the poison named tetrodotoxin is found in the inner organs, especially the liver, the ovaries, eyes, and skin of pufferfish. The poison from the fish paralyzes the muscles while the victim stays fully conscious. The poisoned victim is unable to breathe, and eventually dies from asphyxiation, suffocation. The poison tetrodotoxin has the ability to kill the human in just 20 minutes to 24 hours. When attacked, they will have no memory. The victim will just do basic stuffs like eating, sleeping, moaning and shambling around with their arms outstretched almost like a zombie. There are also books about this theory. The most famous ones are written by Dr. Wade Davis, Passage of Darkness and The Serpent and the Rainbow. Number 3. The real rage virus. In the movie 28 Days Later, it was a virus that turned human beings into mindless killing machines. In real life, we have a series of brain disorders that do the same thing. But the disease was never contagious. Here comes mad cow disease. It attacks the cow's spinal cord and brain, turning it into a stumbling, mindless attack cow. When mad cow gets in humans, they call it Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. The symptoms of the disease can be mentioned as changes in walking, hallucinations, lack of coordination, for example, stumbling and falling, muscle twitching, myoclonic jerks or seizures, rapidly developing delirium or dementia. It proves widespread brain infections of the rage variety are just a matter of waiting for the right disease to come along. The disease mad cow spreads through food. And suppose if we say that this disease spread through blood and saliva contact, then it will happen same like the movie, that is through one bite, you will be converted into a zombie and the worst will happen. Number 2. Neurogenesis. Before talking about this, we need to know about stem cells. Theories prove that stem cells can repair any part of our body. It helps in diagnosis of various diseases. Likewise, the stem cells can be used to regenerate dead cells, the method by which they can regrow dead brain tissue using neurogenesis. Human brain consists of two layers. The outer layer is cortex. This outer layer is responsible for thinking and emotions. Even if this layer is damaged, we can survive with the inner layers. The inner layer of the brain is responsible for basic motor functions like eating and walking. You do not need cortex layer to survive. Even without that you can survive, but just like a zombie without emotions and thinking power. You will simply eat like an animal and sustain. So, you take a brain-dead patient, use these techniques to regrow the brain stem using stem cells, and you now have a mindless body shambling around, no thoughts and no personality. Finally, like a zombie. Number 1. Nanobots. Nanobots is a much advanced engineering technology of the future. We are talking about microscopic, self-replicating robots that can invisibly build or destroy anything. At some level, scientists know nanobots will destroy mankind. They just can't resist seeing how it happens. First, we need to know what is cyborg. Cyborg is a fictional or hypothetical person whose physical abilities are extended beyond normal human limitations by mechanical elements built into the body. Scientists have already created a nano-cyborg by fusing a tiny silicone chip to a virus. The first thing they found out is these cyborgs can still operate for up to a month after the death of the host. Notice how nanoscientists went right for zombification, even at this early stage. They know where the horror is. According to studies, within a decade they'll have nanobots that can crawl inside your brain and set up neural connections to replace damaged ones. That's right, the nanobots will be able to rewire your thoughts. Someday there will be nanobots in your brain. Those nanobots will be programmed to keep functioning after you die. They can form their own neural pathways, meaning they can use your brain to keep operating your limbs after you've deceased and, presumably, right up until you rot to pieces in mid-stride. The nanobots will be programmed to self-replicate, and the death of the host will mean the end of the nanobots. To preserve themselves, they'd need to transfer to a new host. Therefore, the last act of the nanobot zombie would be to bite a hole in a healthy victim, letting the nanobots steam in and set up camp in the new host. Once in, they can shut down the part of the brain that resists, the cortex, and leave the brain stem intact. They will have added a new member to the unholy army of the undead. All we are saying is that on an actual day on the actual calendar in the future, runaway microscopic nanobots will end civilization by flooding the planet with the cannibalistic undead. And the science has proved it. What do you think of these reasons? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned for more videos like this and subscribe to our channel for regular updates.